What's going on, guys? Mike, aka Crypto Jewels. I'm going to do a quick Bitcoin update. We're not going to get into the macro or anything crazy like that. We're just going to look at the micro time frame real quick because there's some interesting action unfolding, and there's a couple different scenarios that I kind of want to point out. So we will hop into Bitcoin. As always, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I do this for entertainment and educational purposes only. So don't blindly follow anything I say or do. I do have some links below this YouTube video that can take you to a couple free resources that I have, one of which is a free risk management guide for those of you who do not have a risk management plan, or for those of you who do not know what risk management is. I highly recommend you guys downloading that free guide and at least getting an idea and a starting point of what you should be thinking about and what you should be looking for in order to have a good risk management plan and strategy in place. That is the most important thing for an investor or for a trader, is to have a risk management plan in place. All right, now that we've got that fun stuff out of the way, so the last video update I did, we were chopping somewhere around here. Price action was fairly sloppy, which it still is somewhat sloppy, but it's getting a little more clear from a structure standpoint of where it's going and where it potentially can be going or could be going. So the last video I did, we talked about this range here, the range high and the range low. I talked about you could take a range, you could short at a range high, which as of right now we have wicked, above this range, the range here. We've been rejected, and we're kind of rejecting and struggling to get above it and trade above it. So you could take a short here and look for a range low short, or at least a short, to mid range or something along those lines. The other trade possibility is patiently waiting until this entire thing resolves, and until we break either to the upside of the range or to the downside of the range, and then entering a position there. Those would be two fairly straightforward and safer trades. The short would be a good trade with an easy stop loss, and the range, the break of the range with clear validation that it's broken out and traded above and you get some closes on some higher time frames, then I would assume that we are going to be moving upwards from there. But I am not a range trader. I'm an Elliott wave pattern trader. So I believe, and I think that I can tell you more accurately what price is actually going to do with my Elliott wave technical analysis. So let's hop into what I'm viewing from an EW standpoint. So there's two possible scenarios really that I see. The first one is that this entire structure is just an ABC, and that after we get to this red C here, this green box around 23K, we will start to become impulsive downwards and finish one more wave down, which could take us anywhere from 15.2 to 16.5, in my opinion. And that should be the absolute bottom and should be the final drop that we have. If it is not, my macro thesis more than likely is dead, and I will have to reevaluate where we are from a macro standpoint. The other scenario that I am looking at is that this is a one wave. This structure here was a two wave. There's a couple different ways you can count this mess. This could be the two here, and this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But I'm not going to get too stuck in the details of the minutia down here, because basically it points to, if this is a 1, 2, it'll point roughly to the same targets either way. So the other scenario is that this is a one wave. This structure here is an ABC two wave, and then this is building a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will put in a 1, and then you'll have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to put in your three wave around 27,000, and then a correction, four wave correction, and then a final 5-wave up to around 29,400. That ultimately is what we would want to see to really confirm that the bottom is potentially in. And what we would need there after a full 5-wave impulse would be a ABC 2-wave correction to hold at 618 to 786 retracement level, and then bounce back above this 29,400 level. That's ultimately what we need to determine for sure with certainty that the bottom is in. But let's hop into the details of what I think we're doing currently. So I've got right now, I've got this structure here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I believe we'll pop back up for a 5 to around 23K. If we do not, and the C wave is already in, then we would look to be impulsive downwards here. And this yellow count would more than likely reign supreme, which would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, taking us down to 19.2, which would be basically just a 1-wave. Then we would have a 2-wave up. Then we'd have a 3, 4, 5 down, taking us to our bottom. If you zoom in even more, the other option that I've got, which is in this green line here, is that this is actually just a ABC, and this is a 4-wave correction. Price is basically up at about where I think it should turn around at. If we just bust through here, then this was some sort of a 4-wave here, and then we will end up regardless at 23, 24K. That's where I think we're going ultimately, no matter what. I would really like to see more of a deeper C-wave correction here to put in our 4, but that doesn't necessarily have to do that. But that's what I would like to see. And then from that 4-wave, pop up to that 23, 24K area. If we are zooming in here, it looks like this mess could be get rid of that for a second so we can look at this. This kind of looks like an A wave down here like this. So as I'm doing this in real time, that looks like an A. This looks like probably some sort of a leading diagonal. So this could be an A, B, and then this is a C, and then that's your B. And then we would have our final C wave down, which I believe will take us to around 20,600 or so. So that is where I believe we are going. And my bias either way at this point is that we will push at least 1 wave higher to 23, 24K. The path we take to get there is obviously still to be determined, but that's where I think we're ultimately going. Hope you guys enjoy this. See y'all later.